3 and 3. What is going on with this content king? Just more ramblings from a madman, really. But I'm enjoying it. Action 5 Pro, ND32. ND32. It's quite, well, it was bright. It's a bit cloudy now, so this might be underexposed. Anyway, I want to talk about today why it's not too late to start. If you're a bit older, whatever age you are really, but this is coming from a 40-year-old who's going to be 41 next week, about changing tact in life. I know yesterday's vlog was around you don't have to quit your job to pursue your passion, and I've still maintained that. I'm not trying here to get people to quit their jobs or change path in life, but what I am saying is, if you do want to change path, it's not too late, regardless of when you decide to change. I've got a friend who's coming up for redundancy soon, and he's mid-40s, and he's a bit like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I want to do something different, but I don't know what it is that I want to do. And he's a bit long in the tooth for it, and a bit like, is he too late in life to find a new career, a new passion? That's absolutely not. Like, if I take myself as an example, I've been working in a bank for 22 years, right? Give or take. So I've still probably got another 15, 16 years ahead of me with working. I don't want to work past 58. If I work till I was 65, I've got another 25 years in front of me. So I could have if I switch career now, I could have a longer career in my new venture than I've got in my existing one. Obviously you have to go back to the start, and it's a bit of a learner's mentality, but it's never too late to start something new. I only picked up a camera properly in 2019, and I only started using it in anger in 2020 really, when I did some portrait stuff for some small businesses. Then my first wedding was shot in 2021, was it? And then from there, it's kind of morphed into something that I never could imagine. I never could imagine when I picked up a camera. I didn't know that I wanted to be a professional photographer. It's so awkward doing this, but I'm doing it. Definitely put it down there so there's a tradie behind me. It would rip the piss out of me for vlogging. But yeah, like, I could have never imagined. I didn't pick the camera up to say I'm going to start a business doing this. I picked a camera up because I wanted to try something new, found a passion, and I've landed where I've landed with it. But if you've got something that you want to try and do, don't think it's too late in life to try it. It's never too late to try something new. Yeah, you might find a passion that makes the rest of your life more fulfilling. Why wouldn't you want to try that? And I know what the excuse is going to be. What will other people think? And this is so ironic coming from me now. It doesn't matter what they think. And they probably don't think as much as you think they're going to think. People have got their own shit going on to worry too much about what you've got going on in your life, especially when it's what you want to do for a career. And if people do think about it too much, it's probably because they're jealous that they haven't found their passion in life, or they haven't found their thing, or they haven't got the guts to go try something new. So if you want to do it, go do it. And start something small. See what you enjoy. If you want to set up a business, you don't have to go mad and buy loads of gear. Set up an Instagram page, set up a website, rent a camera. I don't know, if you do art, put your work out there. It all starts by putting yourself out there and making yourself feel valid. Create work that you think is good enough for you and put it online. If it's good enough for you, then it's good enough to share online. And see where it goes from there. And you might find something you're really good at. You might find something that you absolutely love. You might find something, like I've done, where I thought, I wish I'd have found this. I wish I'd have found this earlier in life. I found it when I was 34. Or 35, I don't know, my maths isn't great, so I never did a maths. So it's my job's nothing to do with maths. But I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, and I plan on being around until at least 84, 85. That may be a good age to get to before I log myself off. I'll probably be bored with everything by then. But when I say log myself, I'm not getting into this. Say I live to mid-80s, another 45 years, that would be 50 years of a passion. 50 years to be fulfilled about something. And if I'd have said to myself when I was 30, in my mid-30s, oh, it's too late to pick up something new, I would have never have found photography. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be talking to an action camera on my way to get a coffee in the village. I wouldn't think people want to hear what I've got to think. I wouldn't have the desire to just create something. But I do, and I have. And it's all because I picked up a camera and I said yes to a couple of opportunities and I explored things. And like, I'm proud of myself for doing that, for getting out of my comfort zone. Because a massive thing, what people don't do it for, a massive thing why people don't do stuff and take chances is because they're worried what other people will think. And to those, fuck them. New business opened in the village. Someone putting themselves out there, doing what they wanted to do. And also, how serendipitous would this have been? They're getting married in Spain. Said she loves my work. I would have been able to book it. I've got a wedding on the Sunday after it, so I can't shoot it. I'm gutted. But I've told you this in yesterday's vlog. I'm able to say yes and say no to the right weddings. This would have been an absolute perfect one to say yes to. Lovely couple, exactly the sort of wedding I would love to shoot. But I've already got a booking in, which I'm buzzing for, because I've got bookings in for next year. But it's just bloody sod's law, it falls on the same weekend. But I've got a fantastic community of friends and photographers that I know, so I'm going to recommend someone for them who I think would be good. But yeah, these opportunities would not have come about had I not just given it a go. That's all I can stress to you, is give it a go. My biggest fear in life, right, don't want to get too deep here, is not heights or spiders, although I don't like them. It is being on my deathbed and having regret. And not regret about having done something. Regret of not doing something. I always think, right, imagine so you save up all your life, you think, right, okay, I'll do this. I'll do it when the time's right. And then you finally decide to do it. And you get your marching orders and you've never had a chance to do it. Or even worse, I would hate to be on my deathbed thinking, oh, isn't that a shame? Because this is when I was going to be a photographer and I can't do it now. Or I would hate to think, I just wish I'd have done it. I wonder what would have happened. And I don't want to leave things to chance and to what if. I want to have a go and just see see how it pans out. And if it doesn't work, then I'd sack it off, but at least I tried. I've just read an amazing book at the minute, actually, called The Midnight Library. I think it's called Matt Haig. Anyway, The Midnight Library, look it up. Amazing book. It's like a fantasy novel, but it's based around this girl who is quite dark. She's full of regret. She left her husband at the altar. She never made it as a professional swimmer, because that's what her dad wanted for her. She sacked her best friend off and didn't go to Australia when she said she would. And basically she's filled with all these regrets. And when she kills herself, but before she passes over into the afterlife, she finds herself in a library called the Midnight Library, and it's basically a library of all the alternative lives she could have had. So the books are where she can enter a life of the life when she was a professional swimmer, and the life of when she didn't leave her fiance at the altar. And she goes through all the endless possibilities, and basically it's around saying, look, the things you don't do and you regret, like, that life would have existed for you had you tried something new, but it might not necessarily have been the life you thought it was going to be. But unless you live it, you don't know it. But basically the life we live in right now is the one that's meant for us, because it's driven by all the choices and all the actions that we've taken. And the grass isn't always greener. I said it yesterday. What if I quit my job to become a professional photographer? I've come to peace that I don't have to do that now. But I don't want to sit there. I wouldn't have wanted to think, right, what does that life look like? It might have looked like me sat in a bed sit with no relationship, struggling for money, turned to alcoholism. I don't know, it could have ruined me. But it's just about saying things like, the grass isn't always greener, and all these alternative realities kind of exist in parallel in the universe. I'm not really selling it well, but it's a really good book around regret and living with regret. So you can either live with it, or you can take action at the start and don't have the regret. I'd rather have the regret of having done something and it not working than not tried it at all. And ultimately, if you try something and it doesn't work, then you can't possibly regret that, because it's a learning. Anyway, I think that's enough for today's sermon. Arc Coffee, new shop in the village, absolutely outstanding, wonderful people, taking a chance, doing something they want to do. Don't know. We've all gone full circle on this vlog. See you on the next one. Peace.